Today we are going to be going over my research presentation of stress and just basically why I chose it and all my research that I found. So on the agenda, we have the definition and overview of the topic, my reason for selecting this topic, why this topic is so important to me, the positives and negatives of this topic, because lots of people see stress as negative, but it's not all negative. The influence and challenge it has on my faith and the overall impact that it has on my lifestyle. So, the stress definition and overview. Stress, a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Stress can be a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from various different events or thoughts. Stress can cause someone they can affect people in ways that they didn't even know was part of the symptoms. And today we're going to be going over all of this and pretty much just learning how to fix it and deal with it. And yeah, so stress is a very big part of my life, so I'm going to teach you guys how to fix it. Effects of stress on the brain. So the effects. Stress can cause an imbalance of neural circuitry, subserving cognition. So this is pretty much a chemical imbalance in the brain, affecting a lot of people. It can cause your decision-making skills to deteriorate. And so basically you make bad decisions, what you think are good in the time, but they're really not. So it really shows the effect that stress has, and stress can cause anxiety to accumulate. It can also cause you to lose sleep at night because of constantly being worried about so many things at once, like if you're worried about having a paper due the next day, or if you're worried about family problems, So here's a picture of the chemical imbalance in the brain. Here's a picture of how stress can affect your decision making. Here's another picture of how stress affects the part of the brain and where it affects. Here's another picture of the stress or the brain's response system to stress. And then here's a picture of sleep duration versus stress level. So you can see people who get more stressed have less sleep at night because they are constantly worried about things. So they don't get as good sleep as some people do who aren't stressed, staying up all night. My reason for selecting the topic of stress. Stress. I decided to choose this topic to get a better understanding of stress and understand the effects of stress on someone's brain. I myself become very stressed, and I get stressed very easily, so this topic hits close to home for me. I'm truly hoping with conducting this research, I'm able to better understand why stress happens to me so often and what are some ways I can help lessen it in my life and help you guys learn how to lessen it in your life too, because I know it impacts me a lot. And I know that it impacts people my age a lot, so I'm just hoping all of this helps. Why is the topic of stress so important? It's important to understand the topic of stress because there are such good things and bad things that stress causes. Stress affects the mind and the body. A little bit of stress is good for humans because it can help us perform in day-to-day activities, but too much stress can cause mental health problems and physical health problems as well. It's very important for teenagers to understand the topic of stress because in today's day and age, more and more teenagers are getting thrown homework, sports, life, family life, social life, all at once. Maintaining all of this can be stressful and draining. That's why it's important for us to have good ways to cope with this. Otherwise, we just become more and more stressed, and that can lead to bad things such as mental health problems, and it can also cause physical problems, like I said, such as cardiovascular problems, which we'll get into in a minute. But it's just very important for everyone, all ages pretty much, to understand the concept of stress and all of the bad things. But there are also good things. Stress that only lasts for a little bit can have the ability to boost your job performance and because it increases your alertness. Healthy amounts of stress can help you build relationships. Stress is vital for our memory because it allows for us to recall certain events that may have been a mistake so we can avoid them in the future. Little bits of stress can also be motivational, such as having to rush through a paper because you put all of it off to last minute. It gives you that adrenaline rush that'll help you focus and get it done because I know sometimes I procrastinate and obviously I always get it done, but it will give you a little bit of adrenaline to help you get that done. So the negatives. Stress can cause people to have insomnia because they stay up all night wondering and scared of things because they're stressed. It can also cause cardiovascular problems because of the high blood pressure it may cause for some people. But it will also weaken some of your relationships because you may become angry and more irritable. Like when I'm stressed, I become very irritable because I just am stressed and I just want to get my things done, and I might be stressed about an upcoming event, so I end up taking it out on other people, which is just a result of stress, which a lot of people don't know. The influence on my faith. Stress can often lead to a decrease in engagement with my spiritual practices. Being stressed can cause me not to read my Bible or lead me not to spend quality time with God. When I become overwhelmed with stress, I find it challenging to focus on my faith, which leads me to feel disconnected. God is here to help me and guide me through these hard times. I still try to understand that. Needing to include a time for God in my day is important because it'll calm me down and also lead me to find peace during stressful times because of His guidance. Because I know that He's always here to help me and help me learn the right ways. Impact on my lifestyle. Stress can cause me to feel disconnected with others around me as well because when I am stressed, I become very irritable and angry. This leads me to become more distant with my family and friends because why would they want to be around an angry person all the time? It also reduces the way I am able to perform in school and at work because I feel much more anxiety, which messes with my work ethic and decreases the meaning of the work I am producing, which isn't to my best ability, which isn't okay because obviously my employer wants me to work to the best of my ability. And the final tips and takeaways. Stress can be positive. There is positive effects on stress, but we just don't know them or can see them in the long run. Everyone deals with stress in different ways, so don't fret if you deal with it a certain way. It's okay to deal with stress in whatever way you want, as long as it's healthy and it's helping you. Being stressed is stressful. Don't ever be afraid to take a day for yourselves to de-stress so you can perform at your peak. Because I can guarantee you, people would want you to be at your peak and not be stressed, rather than stressed and angry all the time. So it's okay if you would like to take a break. And here are my credible sources that I used throughout the whole entire presentation. You can see them here. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And I hope this helped you guys learn about stress.